out
How
there
old are
like
you?
27.
Oh, man, okay, we're the same
Yeah,
age.
I'm the same age.
Yeah,
When you said 27, I was like, okay, I like
and
that.
I got 4 kids.
Yeah, I got one child.
Yeah.
Y'all got that for
I'm
me.
telling my wife right now, there's some crazy stuff going on in the house. Y'all pray for me.
And the fact that you are here and still got, I commend you, for real, for real. But my first one, do you live in Jackson?
Oh, yeah. I'm in Broadmoor. I'm right
How
by
long have you
Chastain
been
School. So, do you want the long answer?
Sure.
Short answer is I've been here about 4 or 5 years. My wife and us as a family been here about a year-ish. And she actually grew up in Jackson, moved around because of her dad doing sales.
Okay.
So if you combine time, is like 5-ish years combined as a family with me. But then all my time has been spent in Jackson. Even when I first landed in Mississippi with my grandparents up in Madison County when they retired, they built a home up there.
Okay.
That's how I got here. I got kicked out of the house by my dad, sent to live with them.
Okay.
That's how I got here, right before I turned 18. I didn't choose to come to Mississippi. And obviously there's nothing in Madison for a music artist that does hip hop. So and there was really nothing for like street ministry. So immediately 99% of my time was spent in Jackson. So it just made sense to eventually move.
So there's like your home.
Yeah. I mean, I actually used to own a studio downtown off of West Street, which is literally like around the corner from where my church is, City Heart Church, where I serve over there now. They're awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great.
What are the highlights that you've seen in Jackson that you was like, I know this need to change, instead of like what praying the potholes away?
Oh yeah, I spent so much money fixing my tires, man.
I'm saying like, what is the highlight that you know down for a fact that it needs to change as soon as you get in there?
The corruption. I mean, we invite corruption with how we don't have any accountability. Nobody knows why their money is in the budget this way. Like, for example, during pass for this year, last year, there was $3 million in the water department's budget. And the council was like, why do we have $3 million when we only have like $700,000 worth of employees left in our water department? Jackson Water manages the water. Why do we need $3 million this year? And they try to, we still have some employees. No, the employees are being paid by that $700,000. Why do you need an extra $3 million to sit there? In that, why isn't that I spoke to someone who used to be a director that now works for a different place. They were directing a particular department, found $288,000 worth of savings, and the finance director didn't apply the savings to the next year's budget. So what do you think is going to happen with that $288? It ain't getting spent. So it's going in somebody's pockets, right? Allegedly. I got to start using that. My wife doesn't want us getting sued. But so we have to just start confronting the things that we know are wrong. Right now, customer service sucks at the city. The 911 center. I'm getting texts from people who work in the 911 center who are applying to work under my administration right now. There's mold in the dispatch center. They've put caution tape around a whole cubicle because you're not supposed to be by there because they're not fixing it. They're taking 911 calls with mold right next to them that can kill you. Yeah. Right? So we had to go in there for one, spend the money on the stuff that it has to be spent on, but ultimately, potholes, you know they're not fixed? Corruption, because we had $700,000 to fix potholes. They didn't spend it. You know why crime's so bad? Corruption. The mayor himself has called off arrests on drug dealers, called off people with 6 felons, and they're out the next day because the county DA won't prosecute them. So it's corruption, and accountability. That's why I released this. But every single employee is getting paid, even though they didn't give me the real information. It's not updated. It's missing stuff. So that's illegal, by the way. They gave me wrong information, not updated information. And if I don't get elected and they don't do something about it, I might sue the city because they got $7 million in the state tort fund for lawsuits just sitting there. Every year we have doubled what we had to spend on lawsuits. It started at about $525,000. In 2023, we spent $1.something million, and in 2025, we budgeted $2.17 million for lawsuits and wrongful term. Do you know we owe $148,000 back paid to a JPD employee that they wrongfully terminated and fabricated evidence about why they did it?
Yes.
And we have to pay that now.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Let's pause, because you're moving fast.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, no, I'm sorry, but thank
I'm
you.
keeping up with you, but because we have our viewers.
Yeah.
So let's take 1 or 2 steps back.
Yes.
There's 2 things. Okay. You're bringing a lot of issues to the table.
Yes, sir.
You're making a lot of claims, alleged claims
Alleged
against
claims.
already established city officials, the mayor, and so forth. If you are challenged on these claims, can you provide evidence?
Oh, if they sue me, yes. That's what. Why do you think I'm trying to get sued?
Mm.
You didn't think I'm not trying to get sued?
Yeah.
Why would you think there's a reason I don't say allegedly.
I got a question.
Right.
And have you asked the question why they won't sue me?
Why? Okay.
Because the mayor got in my face outside the council chambers and threatened to sue me, and walked off when I tried to respond to him.
Okay, now when you said, then this is my question.
Yes,
You
that's
said
not alleged. There's
SCPA.
15 witnesses that were in the room when that happened.
Okay. Now you said that there's a spending, but they have a budget for lawsuits. Explain
Yes.
what that means.
The state tort fund is not state funding. It's called that for some odd reason. I never delve into the history. There is a set aside fund in the city budget for lawsuits, claims, and settlements.
Against the city.
Correct.
So if someone wants to sue the city,
Correct.
they have a budget
Yes.
to hire the lawyers and to do the court proceedings. So-
Correct. Or well, it's not really it's not usually to hire under this administration. Is we're supposed to be paying our own lawyers to do the work, not Birmingham lawyers. You know, giving $30 million to them when we could do it in house for free. So that's another thing. You realize we have 18 people in the legal department, and there's only one of them that's a paralegal. Only one. Now I don't know if y'all ever watched Suits,
Yeah.
or if y'all ever watched or ever dealt with a lawyer. You're supposed to have a crew of paralegals
Right.
and like one or two big time lawyers. It's too top heavy. You got two special assistants to the city attorney making almost the same stuff. They're all pushing $100,000. Now they're underpaid for their position, but they're not underpaid for the work they're getting done, which is not very much if we keep getting sued like this and losing.
So you're saying there's 18 employees.
Yep. Unless there's some more that I don't know about, because again, that spreadsheet's not accurate.
Okay, so 18 employees, 16 of which are full-time lawyers, and only 2 of which are paralegals.
Not exactly. Again, go read the spreadsheet. It's on my page.
Okay.
They all have these special titles.
Right.
There's only one that's title is actually paralegal.
Okay.
So they have all these big fancy titles, and there's no telling what they're actually doing.
What their actual role is.
Correct. It's very interesting, to say the least, once you read into it. But to answer you about the state tort fund, yes, I mean we're paying lots of wrongful termination lawsuits because of departments, and one of them is JPD. Under the previous police chief, it was a wreck. It was terribly managed, and Chief Wade has had his hands full trying to catch up with all the things that they were doing wrong. JPD is a great department, but they've been so historically underfunded, and recently, before Chief Wade mismanaged, so they were not getting the best employees. They're not getting the best officers, and most of those officers were not educated properly on the law, and they were being asked to do things that weren't lawful. They were being told to, shoo away people on the on the corners, and the law says you can't do that. Now the law says we can arrest you for panhandling or fine you and send you away. Now it says we can get rid of encampments on a sidewalk, but it didn't used to, and they were trying to make officers do stuff that they're not supposed to do. So now we're in a position where we're paying out lawsuit after lawsuit, settlement after settlement. People hitting potholes, and they do sue the city. People have a tree fall because something wasn't cut down the way it should have been cut down. So that's $7 million sitting there right now that could go to better use if we just manage the city so we don't keep getting sued.
Or the stoplights hanging
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
We have.
Yes.
Okay. You got one time?
I do.
Flip the mic around. We got about 14 minutes.
Okay.
That's my
So
number.
while they're doing that, what can the next ones up, Seven Spaces, do to be more engaged in knowing politics in the now,
What
knowing
can the next
government?
ones up, including Seven Spaces, do right now to stay engaged in knowing how politics works?
Not only politics, but city government,
And
so that
city
they can
government.
have the
I like
city
some
that
stuff
they
today.
envision having.
Okay, great question, Howard. What
Did
y'all-
here, listen to this now. Hit it again.
Okay, so Howard's question was, what can this next generation and people like Seven Spaces, what can they do to get engaged in understanding, being involved in politics and city government? That's my question to you. I'm just doing some people online.
Oh,
He doesn't know.
I wanted you to tell them, share with them.
Oh, tell them what they can do. Okay.
Share with them how they
So
can
first of
become
all,
more
this
involved.
right here, this is why I've already spoken with a large amount of people who I'm going to be creating a very functional media team when I'm elected, because we have got to get the information to the people. And right now, nobody understands how our government works because we're not trying to teach them how the government works.
True.
So they don't want you knowing, because then you're going to show up and vote.
Right.
You're going to get wise to realizing, wait, it's not my council person's fault. It's your fault. So one of the things that you can do right now is what you guys are doing today. Have these conversations on media formats. The legacy news media does not allow these kind of conversations. With the exception of someone who's doing really good as Cara Shirley with WLBT. She hosted like hour-long segments with all the candidates to where they could be asked questions or where stuff. News stations, they won't do anything remotely close to that because they have to be responsible to their donors and the people who are behind the scenes sponsoring. So this kind of stuff, these open panel discussions where there's no big name sponsors behind it, this is how you have the real conversations, and invite those politicians, invite people who've been in city government, ask these questions, because you have to have the conversation somewhere where it can be reached at a large scale. Then for us in government, start asking your politicians questions. Call your council people. Call your state representatives. Their numbers and their offices, their numbers are online, at least most of them are. The city website is lacking some of that information right now. We have to get that fixed. That the mayor also tried to blame the council for that. It's not, we didn't pay our bills on time, and that's why we had to get a new provider. But we have got to start engaging y'all, right? If I'm government, we have to engage you, the people, right? And come to you with it. But then also, we, the people, have to do our research. How many people ask me the same questions, and I'm like, you have my website link. Did you look at my website? Well, no, I didn't look at your website. Okay, it's on you, the voter, right? It's on you, the resident, to educate yourself on how politics work. Google exists already. Now we have ChatGPT. It is not your president, your governor, your city council person's job to tell you how to vote or how the civil government process works. Actually, it's supposed to be your education system and your parents. My parents taught me how government worked. I was homeschooled my whole life through Rebecca Christian Academy. Our curriculum with Rebecca Christian Academy, every year from first grade, you have history and civics. And it's more than just the front stuff. It's not just surface, like deep. We had an understanding of, we had the list of presidents, you had to memorize that. We had the breakdown of the branches of government. Most people don't even understand that. So on the side of government needs to be more proactive with civic education and conversations with not just the people who will throw them softball questions, but the ones who ask the hard questions. Then we as voters have to take it upon ourselves to not blame someone else because we're ignorant of how something works. The Bible says, my people perish because there's a lack of knowledge. The knowledge is available. Knowledge is power. But wisdom turns that power into something that can become progress. You don't just need to know about it. You have to have the wisdom to understand what that knowledge can be used for. How do I turn that knowledge into an actionable tool? So we both have to take it upon ourselves, the government side of things and the community side, to do our part to bring, okay, you're over here, I'm over here. Let's get here to the middle, and let's make sure we both have an understanding. So now, instead of us always fighting one another, we can work together.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't have a mic.
Oh, yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I had a question for jobs wise, because I was in Virginia at one point, and it was easy getting a job out there, but I came home and it's so hard to find a job here. What are you gonna do for the people who don't have a job in this city, who really need it? Because I know that they say that we need to pay our stuff on time. We're gonna lose it. We're gonna be homeless.
Right.
And we need that money. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's like some people, they gonna become homeless if we don't pay our bills and stuff. But we
Yes.
don't have the jobs. We don't have that funding to help us to pay for these things. So
Right.
what are you gonna do for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
as far as-
So first off, I've already begun working on workforce development programs in my industry, the audiovisual industry, which, by the way, I've put out posts multiple times offering internships. Most people didn't take me up on it, so that's on them. There's a lot of people who they will say, I want a better job, or I want to get into engineering, or I want to get into audio. Then when the opportunity presents itself, they don't take it. I've had like 10 different people reach out, and then when I try to give them next steps, they disappear. None of them showed up to shadow me. None of them came to the concert venue. None of them showed up to my studio. So, point, like, hey, there are jobs available. It may not be the job that we want. It may not be the $25 an hour job. You may have to start out. I started out making $8.25 an hour at Chick-fil-A. But within 90 days, I was getting a promotion and getting more money because I put in the work and I got the promotion. Then, within another 90 days, I was negotiating with the owner himself, because otherwise I was going to go work for his opponent's Chick-fil-A franchise and make twice that as a director. So I learned how to negotiate. Then when I went to U-Haul, I was promoted 4 different times. And then when I left, I started my own business and I was able to dictate my own pricing. And now I'm at a point now where I can make $500, $600, $700 in a day. I didn't start out like that when I came to Jackson. I had to build my way there. So for one, we had our generation has kind of gotten spoiled because we came through COVID where there was a lot of money handed out and where we were the commodity because after COVID we needed so many jobs. But it starts off with You got to be willing to take the jobs that are presented to you. I have gone to people who are homeless, offered them a job. They didn't want it because it wasn't. They felt that they didn't deserve to be homeless because they used to be middle class and they went through a hard. I'm telling you like a real story right now. And they said, I'm not going to go work at a Whataburger and flip burgers. And I was like, then I can't help you. You have the wrong attitude. So now, for the ones who want to do the work, how can I help you? For one, like I said, workforce development programs, internship programs, partnering in every industry, not just a couple of them. Audiovisual industry. We're all event people, right?
Yeah.
We're in that industry, right? It's lucrative. I can make nothing less than $250, $300 an event just to sit and babysit an audio console. Imagine if we could train 10 people right now. You could be 18 years old making $300 a day. You could be a stagehand. I could have worked the Super Bowl, but actually I would have made more money, and I did make more money by staying here in Jackson and working a concert at a small venue than I would have made to go work the Super Bowl in New Orleans as a. We've got to train these people in these skills. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's actually people like myself who are already offering these opportunities. So what we need is our government and our bigger, organizations and our people who have the network and the power to start putting that information out, whether or not it benefits them personally. We have a senator who at any moment in time could use that leverage to connect us. We have people. There's a $75 million investment of a movie studio that wants to create internships and paid internships for young people. Right now, the mayor wouldn't connect her person in New York who was interested in investing in those projects. So we have to stop gatekeeping the connections because we want to keep it all for ourselves. We have to start letting the next ones up get access to these resources. So I'm here to tell you right now, I do have plans. Go on my website if you want to read more about it for the programs to get better jobs here. But right now, there are better jobs available to you. Just it's not a lot of folks trying to help you get them. So that's one of the things that I'm doing right now, whether I'm elected or not. And y'all can get my number. It's on the website. I give it to you tonight. There's paying jobs. www.servis, my last name, servisformayor.com. And you can look up all my plans for workforce development. And there's a career page if you want to apply to work in my administration. It's right there. I've got lots of people applying right now. But if you want to just hit me up personally, right now, you can come shadow me at Dillon Hall at the next event I work. I'll be working a concert tomorrow morning. No, Saturday morning. I work. Show up. You ain't got to buy a ticket or nothing. I'll show you the ropes.
You got 4 minutes to close it out or whatever. One question. What does the day after mayoral race looks like if you're not selected as the mayor?
Yep. It's actually going to look crazy.
Okay, to galvanize the energy with the momentum that you've already. It's a snowball.
Yeah. So if it ends and it's not me, it's first of all going to depend on who gets elected. Because based on that is whether or not I'm going to have any trust in City Hall, or whether or not we're just going to pull up our bootstraps and get it out the mud. I got a song, a new album coming out the mud. Make sure you're ready for that. Come on. But either way, from one, I already paid $600 out of my own pocket to apply for 501c3 status for my nonprofit, so that if I'm not elected, I can go get the money for these city projects that I pretty much know they're not going to try to accomplish their administrations. So I said, I want to go get my own money, and I want to see how we can start doing these things. I've already met with S. Woods Training Academy. They've agreed to house my workforce development program. We're going to start doing workshops. Now, these are paid programs to get you into paid positions in the industry. We're already working on that. I'm working on putting the framework together for that. I'm already meeting with state legislators and meeting with midwives and doulas. How can we bring this birth center here? How can we get halfway houses? How can we get mission housing in Jackson? So I'm just literally going to keep doing what I'm already doing, except now I'm going to hopefully have a better relationship with the person at City Hall, so we can actually move some stuff forward from the governmental side of it.
Any more questions? We've been rocking and rolling.
Y'all ask real questions. I like this. These forums I keep coming to, it's the same question every time. It's just such a softball. We got 3 minutes if you want to ask one more question.
I say this. I just really want to put this out there. It's dealing with the roads, because I feel like we just paving stuff, like I told earlier. It's just my time only deal with so much, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there.
These Walmart tires, man. What you talking about?
What I'm saying. Let me tell you something. I can only deal with something. Like, it's a deeper issue because they're only paving it. Nobody's
Correct.
going into the roots and seeing what the heck is going on.
Correct.
Why we keep having potholes after potholes?
So if you
What do they need to do? They need to pull up on the 3rd and do what?
Vote.
Zach Servis for mayor, man. That's what you need to do.
But I'm just.
So let me tell you what, you're correct. They're resurfacing and they're patching. And actually, again, I dropped the knowledge on what happened with the mega patch scandal. We had a company come in. They had a revolutionary polymer concrete product that would basically give us 25 years patches that would and it could be applied during the rainy season, which this other stuff can't be. Basically, allegedly, the mayor bribed his way out of that opportunity. They said, we're not giving you a bribe, and that allegedly is what already have the FBI looking into it right now. So, yes, I've spoken with the FBI about it.
Let me ask you a question. If he's
Yes.
already out of office, why is it so?
Why is it so important to still address this?
Why is
stuff?
it so vital that we
Yeah.
continue to go back and beat that music?
Yes, because the people he appointed are not out of office.
Mm.
The contracts that he signed are
Come on,
not
Mr.
out of office.
Howard.
I didn't know that. I didn't know the answer because I've been
Yeah.
riding him about that. I said, man, this
We
is
have
crazy.
realized that until we. That's why I dropped the spreadsheet, because you need to know who these people are
Yeah.
and do your own research on them, because we are going to have to clean house. But you're correct. The roads are not being paved right. They're not getting rid of this yazoo dirt. You could replace the dirt with the stronger dirt. That it just costs a little bit more and takes more time. But it's going to take us, for one, getting away from contractors, moving back to city employees doing the paving, so that more money goes actually into the project, and then actual oversight, hiring a public works director, and making sure that we actually do the work the right way, so that a year later we're not coming and repaving Mill Street again.
Big on Bill Street.
It's already adequate.
Any question?
Ting ting.
I'm gonna ask this question. I
Yes,
was like,
ma'am.
I'm gonna go live. But how do you plan on gaining the people's trust other than going off your own personal professional judgment?
Yeah, so that's a great question. The Bible says there's wisdom in a multitude of counselors. So people have seen that, for one, if you look at the people who work with me and are a part of any team I've been a part of, I always have a circle of something called accountability circle. I didn't even run for mayor until I spoke with those people. And it's diverse. You've got white people, black people, Hispanic people, elders, young people, peers, people in business, people in church. I called about 15 different people before I made the decision, yes, I'm going to run for mayor. Of course, my wife's my main accountability person. And biggest thing, I prayed about it, man. A lot of people talk about God, but they don't really live that life. I prayed about it. I prayed staying in Jackson. I had a chance to go to Atlanta and be a worship pastor with a Baptist church where I would have made real good money and had a benefits package and everything. Lord said, no, you're staying in Jackson. So first of all, it's accountability to God. Second of all, it's accountability to my wife and my family. And third is accountability to the people around me. I don't do almost anything before I have a conversation with somebody. So you're not just trusting my personal judgment. You're going to have to trust that, hey, I just sat in here with a resident council that rotates. So it's not the same people. It's a different person every month. That's one of my commitments. I just had a town hall because I'm going to committing to one every single month. I just met with the council. I just met with these consultants. By the time I make a decision, you're going to know that whether wrong or right, he got some good advice. He got some bad advice. He got some advice. This is a decision he made, and he's got to live with it. And I have this thing that many people are allergic to. It's called the ability to admit when I'm wrong and receive correction. Because I misspoke. I misspoke during a forum on Tuesday that was televised. I said Benny Thompson is not a federal congressperson. I wrongfully corrected another candidate, but it's because in my head I wasn't thinking about Benny Thompson when they said it. I was thinking about a state rep, but that's just the name they said, and I was like, he's not federal, he's state. And I tonight went to Miss Robinson, and she said, I don't appreciate that. I said, I'm wrong. You're correct. I apologize. Here's why I said that. I was wrong, and I apologize to her in front of all the other mayoral candidates. You have to have leadership that's willing to admit when they're wrong, receive correction. That's how you move the city forward, instead of doubling down on a wrong decision, and now you're 5 to 10 years set back.
I got one more question.
Go right ahead.
What is your sign?
If this costs you anything more, I'll
Brother
help
Ron, we
you on
good.
that.
We're gonna get up out of here.
Tyler, I'm sorry.
When are
You know I'm
you
good
coming
for it.
back? On the what are
What's
you?
that?
Is it 29th?
Yeah.
It's a Sunday before the election.
Yeah, it's either like June 1st or something.
I think it's
June 1st, I believe exactly.
June 1st. So you guys, you all have really done well. This is your movement. This is your time. It's either now or 4 years from now.
They need to put y'all on the news.
But you cannot miss out on these next year, the next 2, the next 3, the next 4, being in circles that are sharing where this information is, how we attain it, and then how we multiply it.
What you about to ask Asia?
I had a very
What's
important
this?
question. What's your sign? What's your sign?
I don't know. I don't do astrology. My sign is the blood of Jesus and the cross.
Can we just hear your birthday month?
I was born February 26th.
He's
Oh
an
my
Aquarius.
God.
Oh, that's a
He's a
Pisces.
Pisces.
Oh, I was
I'm a
saying
Christian.
What's the deal on the
Yeah,
Pisces?
Pisces.
What's the deal on the Pisces?
Pisces.
My
No,
sister's
it's
a
just like
Pisces.
they're very blunt. They're very straight to the point.
Pisces
I like
woman?
the energy. I'm feeling it. Just when I was like, what's his sign? I'm curious. Because
Right.
me personally, I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios, we're known to just be very reserved to
Mhm.
ourselves, but we're also very just like straight to the point as well. So it depends. Like you got Leos. Leos are very active.
You're a
I
Leo?
got a friend
Extrovert.
named Leo Miller. Shout out Leo.
Come on, Capricorns.
We got Guys, Capricorns. Everyone has their own like different personalities and characteristics. So it's just something cool.
I'm in my own category. I just hope y'all know this.
Last but not least, how do you guys surround you all selves with people that are pushing the norm? Because the norm is not the norm.
It's
The norm is not knowing what the norm is.
How can y'all surround yourself with people who are different and not just doing what's normal?
Who want to touch on it first? Cause
Go ahead.
You look
You know
like
what,
you
yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
Taylor.
It's like you really.
You like you really.
first off, I want to
Oh,
say
waiting on me.
You ready to get by me?
Okay, well, I'm about to leave then.
I like this color on this wall.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's like a tealish blue.
If that's the case, why don't I just take
you know they
it?
got a new color. It's called Olo.
No, I reskipped that.
What do you mean by that?
O-L-O.
Is that like
Okay,
a
well, I'm
yellowish?
about to leave.
No, it's a turquoise color actually.
Right, bye.
Okay, and that was like just discovered. Or something?
Yes.
You need to get about it, is that?
Yeah, I do, sadly.
Okay. Nah, man, you got family going on. I just want to thank you for bringing. Because I didn't know that you all had already picked someone to come out tonight. I really wanted you all to kind of do the.
It still worked
I like
out.
that. Everything Ms. Barnes was talking about, y'all, that was on point.
Yeah.
That was
And she
great.
said she really enjoyed because people get pinned down into the politics, and you guys got away from the
No,
politics.
it's people behind.
Because I like to see, I want to, like, don't get me wrong, the politics is a real major deal. But I want to know the person behind the politics.
Like, I don't know who I'm
Yes,
voting
who am I voting for?
I don't
Who
know
are
who you
you
are.
behind closed doors?
Right.
Because closed doors, that's the ones you never know about.
And what I want to ask is, hopefully, if not this time, it's valid that we do get registered, that we do participate in the town hall meetings, that you all do come out and touch and watch, because it's been a year. I've been around. I was watching this person show up at these different kind of not meet and greets, but somebody was calling these town hall meetings. So I just kept looking at, who was he with? And it wasn't anything that was particular. It's that we all tend to flow in the same circles.
Right.
So then I went and looked at the Facebook page. I said, damn, dude was an artist. I said, well, let me get him on the telephone. On the mic. So now I've just started kind of following the same thing with you guys. So it's just important that we connect one another, because you all are the next movement. We get caught in a lot of noise and a lot of distractions. You ask great questions.
Best questions all year.
Best questions. I mean, really to the point. When I said, but you got somebody that's not running from the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Zach, Mr. Servis, you're going to get up out of here. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much
It's
for talking with me.
Yes.
He'll be back on the 1st, so if anybody wants to come in, just let me know in advance.
Yes.
So
Thank
that, Leo, you like you gonna come back again. You got some more stuff to say.
Got that hard one.
Thank
You saw it? It's the firm right there, boy.
Come back, bro.
Come back.
you.
Come back.
Did you want me to answer that question still?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We're gonna end it on this. Go right ahead, Miss Taylor. We're gonna let everybody get it hit.
Because I feel like some people feel like, how everybody kind of look the same. But if you look in this room, we not them. We not out here just sitting on our butts. Or, right, our energy different. Like, we pour into each other. We don't take life from each other. And what you said?
We a little bougie.
Oh, we not.
Look
No, we not bougie. I wouldn't say we bougie because we don't think we better than anybody.
At all.
Because that ain't us. We accept everybody for who they are. We don't never try to change nobody. We don't say.
We would say, sir, I believe in a from sinners. That's all. Continue. I was talking about equality. That's all.
You so silly,
Yeah.
bro. But But yeah, we don't try to change people for who they are. We accept people and we love them. We love on them, and we just try to pour into them as much as we can. And yeah, that's what I value about us the most, because even when I came back here, I didn't know what I was stepping into. I was like, who is all these people around my friends? Because it was only us. It was only us three. I was like, who is all these people? Like, who is all these people? I'm not. This ain't my thing. This not my forte. I don't trust people easily, and this ain't that. But when I got to know all of these people and we put our minds together, it was good. It was fun. I mean,
I tell you this.
what you laughing at, Leo?
Leah, who's next?
I tell you this. Being the
What's
norm and being, to me, the norm is like doing what everybody else is doing, being judgy, being like not yourself. And it gets annoying and it gets old. Sometimes you want to be in that space where you can just be yourself. You can just, if you want to wear a skirt with them jeans on top of it, who cares?
What?
Do your thing. No judgment. I feel like that's the thing in the world right now. There's too much judgment on little stuff, and it shouldn't be like that. That's just me. I know I'm laughing. It's been a long day.
You're not
I love
laughing,
you.
girl.
Go ahead.
We
I don't know if
conversate.
this
We
camera is
conversate.
off or not, whether the volume is going out, but we're gonna keep on rolling. Who's next?
Tick it, tick, tick.
I would say we have a broad of
What's your
different
last name?
personalities, and one thing's for sure, we do not judge. This is no judgment zone. The mission is to create a safe space for everybody to come to, because you never know what somebody is going through in their own personal life, where they need to get away from. They need somebody to just be like, hey, do you need a hug? Hey, how are you doing? Something small like that. A lot of things help like that, and that's what we do. We create that safe environment for them so they can get away from whatever they're going through.
Oh, baby, you asked me, do I need a hug? I'm crying.
Lee.
I think it's more like an origin of feather type situation. You know what I'm saying? So you already, if you already one of the people, I ain't gonna say abnormal, but if you're already different, you naturally gonna gravitate to people who are different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't even vibe with people who. I'm a Harry Potter fan. So,
Come on, Harry Potter.
you know what I'm saying? So the wizard's not gonna vibe with the muggles. You know what I'm saying?
Who? I'm Slytherin.
If you don't watch Harry Potter, you don't
Oh, the Muggles.
the muggles.
Oh yeah, we don't.
Just
we
the way
don't
you
deal with
think about it,
Muggles.
it's okay.
Yeah, the non-magical folks. So
Mhm,
like,
that's what
being able to think different and think outside of the box to me is a magical ability. You know what I'm saying? Because feel like this. You're surrounded by TV, social media, the radio, whatever on songs or whatever. They're telling you what to think. Like we're living inside of a matrix in a program where you know what I'm saying, your culture, just your way of living is given to you. To be able to think differently in that environment, you know what I'm saying, or go against the current, that takes power. You know what I'm saying? So naturally you're gonna move with people who think like you. So I don't even think it's a necessarily thing where it's like you have to go find those people. It's more like you end up in the same places because y'all are moving in the same direction.
All right, Ms. Lewis. Head hunch.
Restate the question
Big
one more
seven.
time. I want to make sure I answer it correctly.
I want to commend you all on going out and getting somebody political tonight.
No, you.
Yes,
What
for
you
real, that's serious, because I was chasing the person and I just didn't get a response. So when I went out in the parking lot and actually saw her out there, I'm like, nah, that's work. That's working, that's plugging, that's networking. Because until we step up and get more educated about city government, let's not do state, let's just work on city.
Yeah,
right now.
Our city.
City, until we understand the power in networking, nurturing and building relationships, these town halls, these forums, that's where you go and you meet them. That's where you go and you get the contact number. That's where you go and you invite them back to your space. You know, you all inviting, to the click up. Every mayor, every candidate should have been at a click up. But they can't come if we don't go and invite them and make them feel comfortable. Make them feel a part, because now, no matter who becomes whatever they become, they know 7 spaces.
That's right.
They know the energy, they know the power of what you guys are doing and the positivity, because they say that the youngins ain't doing nothing but tearing up stuff. Well, y'all not tearing, killing one another. Well, y'all doing
We
that.
just be out the way.
So the question has been answered. You all done very well. I am so proud of you all.
Thank you.
I am so proud, and hopefully I didn't backdoor anybody, because this is a safe space. It's a
No,
quiet
it's not
space.
a safe space. I came out of my
Oh,
shell.
Yeah, you
Really?
did. She was over there, Leo, she was over there like,
Yeah.
I heard the volume all the way up. But you asked two very pertinent questions.
He really did.
Yeah, you each and every one of you all asked a question. You all, and like we said, hey, sit in the box, look in your eyes, and be able to share, so that you can challenge that. You asked a hell of a question, Leo. How you know this? How you know that? Most people that ran empires were assassinated from within the circle. But what I'm noticing is people come out and because it's not easy for us not to tell our business. So now all I got to do is go research the business, and then I can regurgitate the business. But that's because people that are working within the circle aren't happy with the outcome of the circle, and they can't say anything. I mean, that's just my perspective. Leo, you ask real good questions, brother. You always do. That's why I had to position that. I know what you're gonna do. Yeah. So thank you all so much. So I'm speechless. I'm excited. I'm happy. I want to thank Visions Unlimited for the time that we had tonight. You guys, you guys really crossed over. I mean, you've been crossing over.
Now we graduated.
But to a degree, y'all threw down tonight.
What's the graduation?
You threw down tonight. But what's really important, what's vital, is to see yourself in somebody else doing what you have the potential. You're already doing it, man. I don't say y'all put all this work out. Y'all put out like 8, 9, 10 shows in 30 days. How are you doing it? Because that's what you are. There's 7 spaces. That's what you all do. It's a collaboration of energy, space. Leo, regardless of, the gentleman there threw out some keys tonight. They have got to do business with you all. They have to. It's mandatory. Why are we bringing people outside the city to work in the city when we already got all the talent right here? We talked about a job. Stop contracting it outside, but start showing up for the city council meetings. Start inviting people to your events. Start asking them to support. Yeah. And then show them support, and so the next person could, damn, so-and-so over there, there gotta be something if he over there. Yeah, so thank each and every one of you all. You wanna take us out of here tonight? When y'all coming back?
Yes, we'll be coming back. It's every third Thursday, y'all. Don't quote me. I don't have the date in my mind right now. But we are always here for community conversations every third Thursday. Yes, sir. I enjoyed everyone. Everyone did. I'm proud.
We did that.
Before we go though, I know I'm looking at the sheet. We didn't get a chance to ask our guests with social medias. Do y'all have their social medias? So we can shout them out real quick.
Yep. It's I know from Ms. Barnes, she's actually tagged on our page too. It's J Barnes Forward 1. In case y'all want to check out Ms. Barnes for Ward 1 City Council. Definitely check out her website, subscribe. I believe she has other channels as well, but definitely check her out and support her. Now, Mr. Servis, I do not.
I think it's Service for Mayor.
Yes, serviceformayor.com.
He did put his website out there. So.
Please check the website out.
Yes.
Just check it
I'm
out.
definitely gonna check their website out.
He
said this.
I'm not signature any candidate. I have a lot of respect for everyone who has come to the front to say, hey, I love Jackson. I don't know all the backstories. I'm not into all the backstories. I just don't know them. But I want to thank each and every one of you all that said, hey, I want to be in a leadership position for the city of Jackson. Right. Some speak better, some look better, and some work better. Right. I think they should all have to work together. Those great ideas. But the day after you are removed from the ballot, what will the work look like? That's the question. What does the work look like? And not just this year, because this is the closest I've been to it this year in 60-some years. This is the first time I've been this close to it, Leo. I have learned a lot, just human behavior, people, mannerism. We already know stuff. So I'm really looking forward to the next 4 years. You get 4 years. 4 years. Day at a time. All right, anybody else? Anything else besides?
We might see age in the future of them, man.
You never know.
That's what they say.
Or somebody out of 7 spaces.
That's what they're talking about. Shout out to Ray. Shout out to Ray McKenzie. Again, election is June 3rd, right? June 3rd.
Ward 5.
Learn your people, know your people, get to know your creative cousins. Again, go vote. If you don't know how to vote, the website is kind of bad.
It is.
It is. So I can't even tell them how they need to register to vote to get that information.
Keep showing up on Facebook and social media. Just make sure that right now your information should be anything where people are exposing themselves so you can go in. They still got a few forums left. They still got a few more reading meets. Please get out. Please get out. Next one's up, man. You guys really showed out tonight. 7 Spaces Entertainment. Always a pleasure. Leo, tell them how they can find you.